All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fawks.
And we are here safe in our bunkers, ready for another edition of great synthwave tunes and news. We want to send a quick shout out to all the people in the chat rooms right now. We got a nice full house, Jules. What do you think here?
Looks pretty good. Well, we've got Z. He's everywhere, always.
He is. Karin in the house.
Karin's in the house. Yeah. We got Jasmine over in YouTube.
And we have, our regular YouTube crowd. So we do welcome you and thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here with us. We're going to go right on into our top story of the evening. Top story of the evening, The Midnight announces remix contest. What? Just when everyone started to get in their bunker blues. The fine fellows over at The Midnight made a fun announcement this week and opened up a remix contest. Yes, very nice. After filling out a form, producers will have full access to the band's stems, which includes their hits like Los Angeles, The Comeback Kid, River of Darkness, or Explorers. Great stuff right there, all the major
Can't
hits.
believe that.
Yeah, I want to get my mix station. How do I do that? How do you make
4
music?
songs. I don't know. I think you download it and you press some buttons or something.
I press play. That's about it. Remixers from around the globe, they immediately got started remixing and posting their progress online. It is a wonderful experience when everyone can get together and make the music. And we do have a little bit more about that story. We would like to pass it over to the Mr. Vosto Vlad, who can tell us a little bit more about what's going on with these remixes. Vosto.
Hello, Dennis. This is Vosto Vlad, and here's a tweet from the Midnight. Most of us are stuck at home, looking for things to do, so we figured, why not do a remix contest? Fill out the form and download stems for either Los Angeles, The Comeback Kid, River of Darkness, or Explorers. This is your chance, folks. Head over to themidnightofficial.com/remix and start remixing. I will tell you, I am not stuck at home. I find myself in the Night Ride mobile, riding through the night at ridiculous speeds. And by my side is Arnold, who despite being in this amazing Night Ride mobile, he still wants to do a remix, and not just of one track, but all 4 of them. Now I didn't know you started your journeys into music production. When did that happen?
I listened to these fantastic radio shows, and I said to myself, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Wait a minute, what bleeds? And who do you want to kill? I'm talking about music production.
Yeah, I said to myself, it's not a tumor. And so if it's not a tumor, then it can live. And if it lives, then it can bleed. And if it bleeds, we can kill it. And I will also kill this remix competition. In fact, even more than that, I will terminate it.
I think I'm starting to get it now. Very interesting metaphors. I'm wondering what kind of style to expect from you. Are you willing to share anything about your approach for these incredible remixes?
My approach is to crush my enemies, see them driven before me, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
And what does that entail? I believe I am not so precise with interpreting your metaphors.
Something more precise that I can give you. These original tracks are too weak. It's like a little Austin boy singing to his cute little doggy. The singer obviously has never been to the gym, has never pumped. I mean, there are some good ideas here, but they need more energy. So I will show them to you in front of 5,000 people. How my beats will make people feel like they're in heaven. It's going to be as satisfying for them as having sex with the woman in common.
But Arnold, there are no public gatherings anymore.
But then we'll do it live, on the internet, on your channel. I will flex my synthesizers to the world, and it will be terrific. People will no longer need cocaine to get high. They will only need to hear Arnold synthesizers.
Well, I see you are tremendously enthusiastic about this. Do you have any advice for the other competitors?
First of all, make sure you go to the gym and eat 3,404 calories per day. Then you will feel the rush and the power through your body, which will give you instant creative abilities. Come on, let's do it!
And there you have it, folks. That's all you need to do. Also, a digital audio workstation might help, so don't forget. Head over to the midnightofficial.com/remix and start remixing. Back to you, Dennis.
All right, thank you very much, Vosto Plaid. Always a good time when Arnold is in the house. I tell you what, while we absorb all that wonderful information about the Midnight Contest, it is very cool. Make sure you get into it, even if you just started out. We don't care. I'm sure they don't care. Just go out and mix some music and make it fun. Make it happen. Make it fun. Speaking of music, we're going to jump into this first track. Jules, do you want to set this one up here for us tonight?
Sure. So, down from Australia, Melbourne, to be precise, we've got Dream Fiend with a new song featuring September 87.
September 87.
Yes, your favorite band.
I've been waiting for September 87 to put something out for like 3 years now. And I'm like so excited.
Technically, they didn't put it out. I guess it's Dream Fiend, right?
I don't know.
Featuring them.
I don't know. I mean,
we
all know what happens when you feature somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But we won't go there. We won't talk about that anymore. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and drop this on you. This is a very amazing track. The video is awesome, too. It's out on New Retro Wave. This is Light Years by Dream Fiend featuring September 87.
Shed some love in
And once again, that was Dream Fiend featuring September 87. Have you seen the video for that, Jules?
Oh yeah.
It's
like
it's amazing.
They took the 80s thing and
oh my god! And the wipes and the dissolves, whatever it is, like with the camera
beach or something.
Yeah, and they're just and the cheese factor is just like totally like spot on. I mean, it's just amazing. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and introduce our very special guest for this evening. Now, I'm very excited to get to speak to this gentleman because he does one of the things that I love more than anything in this world, and that is beer. He is a beer brewer, so he has a brewery called Skald Beer, and his name is Jeremy, and we would like to welcome him to the show. Welcome to the show, Jeremy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hello.
What's going on?
Well, we're just chilling out, playing some synthwave tunes here in our bunker, and we thought we want to talk about beer because that's definitely part of the thing that makes bunker life a little bit easier to live with, I guess, right? I mean,
that is definitely true.
So, just a little bit of a backstory. You are a beer brewer, and you have a brewery called Skald Beer. Brewing.
Skald Brewing, yeah, but Skald Beer, anything with beer is fine.
You're the beer guy.
Anything related to beer works.
And so now your thing is, which is really awesome, you actually make synthwave related beers. So it's kind of like a Beerwave kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I do that. We do that. That kind of came about because I can't make music. So I figured the best way to give back to the synth community was make beer for artists that I enjoy.
I mean, that's really the way to do it. I mean, you can always win hearts with a beer. That's my motto, and I kind of go by that.
Yeah, synthwave beer especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we make a variety of other beer. I would say I routinely turn out several a month.
So what? Wait, what? Several a month?
Yeah, just not synthwave related beers. So I have multiple things I do. I have my dark beers, which are all dark beer, but they are all themed around, famous horror writers.
Oh, okay.
And then the synth beer came about, and I just started reaching out to various producers and artists, and everybody's always been on board with it. So it's been pretty awesome.
It's kind of hard to say no.
A lot of awesome people.
Indeed. Now I know Jules hasn't had any of the brews yet, but I know that I've had the Droid Bishop beer. In fact, I got it right here. As a matter of fact,
did you open it? Did you open it?
I did open it, and of course I had to open it and drink it.
That is gone. That was a Pilsner.
This is the Nightlander brew, and to answer Vosto's question, yes, this was a Skald beer of the Droid Bishop variety, and it was wonderful.
And there's no more? What is it, like, if I go on eBay, is it like $1,000?
No, there is no more. The only thing that I could actually get you is an empty bottle. But it has all the cool artwork.
That's all you get, Jules.
Adam, Graphic Mercenary, does all of our synth labels on our bottles, so they're all very cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, is he a synthwave fan as well, or is he just like, I just make
labels? Oh, yeah, he is. He does a lot of art for the scene, so a lot of posters and things you'll see a lot of the time are done by him.
Oh, really? That's cool.
He's a great guy. The Droid Bishop beer actually came about because if you remember, this past summer, was it summer? He did a leg of a tour on the East Coast, which is normal.
Yeah, it was
And,
different. Yeah,
you were there, if I remember correctly.
I know I was there, and you were there, and that's
I
where
was there.
that's where I got it. Jules was not there. Sorry.
No, he
yeah.
was not there.
I was in Toronto, but no, there was no Skald Brewing beer here.
Yes.
No, that is a long way in the future, unfortunately.
That's a hike.
Right now, we're working on trying to get regional distribution.
That's what I was gonna say. So now I'm kind of gonna jump to the chase here because you mentioned it. Now, obviously, people are from all over the world, but you can only distribute so far right now. I mean, Joey Bishop can maybe get to the east part of the United States, but maybe he's not going to Japan or China. Not that you want to go there anyway. But
not right now, but I would love to go there.
Exactly. But so you are indeed working on a regional type of distribution. So I guess that would be like East Coast US. Is that
probably to start with, like the tri-state area, so small. The problem is the laws that govern distribution, especially where I'm at in Pennsylvania, are like archaic.
Oh.
So it's very hard to get it outside of where I am.
I see. But now,
and you need licensing in every single state, so it becomes I don't know. It becomes more of like a money game,
right? Yeah, because once
you get a license or not,
once they start talking about taxing and licensing, that's just like
exactly
money. Yeah, I definitely get that. But you can buy it in Pennsylvania, or is it just like still super local?
Well, the synth beers, interestingly enough, are not sold.
Oh.
And I do that intentionally. They're usually a one-off batch of anywhere between 15 gallons to 2 barrels. And I specifically don't sell them because I don't want to make profit off of the artist that I'm trying to make something for.
That's awesome, dude. Like,
so
that's like
specifically
that's something a decent person would do.
I
Not
specifically
me.
just make them for an event, and generally I like to do them, when there's going to be a show locally. So what I'll do is I'll make it, and I'll make extra, and I'll deliver X amount of beer to the artists themselves, and then the rest is just for people to drink before the show, or if they live locally, to come pick up.
Oh, that is awesome. Amazing. And I tell you what, the beers are great. So you had a Droid Bishop Nightlander beer, and you just recently had, I know, the Serena.
The black cider.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
As far as I know, and as far as everybody else that was involved knows, it was the first black cider ever made.
Really?
Yes, it was.
How's that even possible?
Cider. And we used a couple things to turn it black organically.
What?
It was jet black.
That's like science.
Was this going to be at her show earlier in March?
This was actually at her show this past. I think it was the summer. I'm so terrible with time. I never know when anything's happening or when it has happened. I just remember that it did happen. She had a release party for her video.
Okay.
Which was awesome. And we served it there.
Oh, nice. Very exciting.
Very, very cool event. A lot of really nice people in the synth family from New York were there.
Oh. Well, that's one of the things.
Faith in the Glitch and all that.
He was there.
I'm sure he was tearing that up, yeah.
In fact, I met so many people while I was there. I have a hard time remembering who I even met.
I know it's amazing how many things you can forget when you have about 4 or 5 beers in you. But no, I definitely feel you on that. But this is exciting, man. I'm so super happy to talk about brewing beer, man. This is like kind of like a side thing too. Like I do a little bit. I don't do it to your level, but I got my little bucket, and I swirl some apple juice in there and stick it in the freezer, and I don't know, somehow I make something, but
that's all it takes. That's what people don't understand is what's so awesome about making beer in general. I mean, beyond making the synth beers, which is more just like a labor of love, is it's a connection to something so basic.
Right. It's kind of like cooking.
It's a basic process of organic life.
Right.
So you're taking something that is grown and you're simply using another organism to turn it into something that makes everyone happy.
And indeed it does. Speaking of making people happy, we have some great tunes. And why don't we drop another track here, and then we'll be back talking with Jeremy right after this. What do we got lined up here, Mr. Jules?
Well, I don't know. Would you like to drop a premiere?
Oh, yes. I
Ooh.
think I would love to drop a premiere. We do have one, as a matter of fact, right here. I'm going to load it into my player. Now, Jules, how do we even get our hands on this thing? I don't even understand.
I don't know. No, you know what? That's even with like blockades and lockdowns, somehow a package arrived through the email.
Oh, good old boys over at Outland Recordings.
Yeah, good old Outland, Stu and Brett.
Oh, they're awesome.
I'm sure we're not the only ones, but they fired off an email to folks saying, hey, here's a heads up.
Yeah.
DJP's new album is going to be coming out.
Dana Jean Phoenix, and also I know that Power Nerd is kind of co-producing this with her, but this is all her stuff. She wrote this one definitely. This is her first release, I believe, that's going to be coming out, and I think it comes out on Friday, right? Is that right?
Well, so she's dropping this first single this Friday.
Right. Yes,
so
not the album.
Yeah, we've got the premiere.
We do.
So the album I think will come out when?
April 1st, I believe, or April, maybe the end of April, sometime around in April.
I think end of April. I think the second single's dropping on the 11th of April.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's play that first single that's about to drop this Friday.
Let's drop that first premiere right here. And yeah, this is a little tune called Figure Me Out. And this song is such a banger. I love it. Hopefully you guys will too. I know you guys will too. And here it is, premiere right here on Night Ride FM. DJP.
Your brain is alive. Yeah, it just kicked into overdrive. I got you confused, all bemused, twisted like a Rubik's cube. You think you lead and I'll follow. Don't feed me that I won't swallow. Tainted my love, now it's hollow. You are the past and tomorrow. What you think is going on? 180 degree on me and that's wrong. You can't stop.
And once again, that was Dana Jean Phoenix with Figure Me Out. That is a badass tune, Jules.
If the rest of the album sounds like that, oh boy.
I mean, it's kick ass, man. It's like straight driving Dana Jean kick acidness. So,
Well, Power Nerd too. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Power Nerd's pretty damn good as well. So put the two together.
and it's funky. That's what I like about it. It's funky, and I mean, you know, when you get funky and ass kicking together on the same stage, I mean, there's really nothing better, you know. Now, Jeremy, I know you were talking about making beers for some artists. Now, you were saying you were interested in making a Starcadian beer, but what about a Dana Jean Phoenix? What would the perfect Dana Jean Phoenix beer be? Like, what would you like? Would you put together something where like you have to match the personality to the beer? I mean, it has to have a little bit like that, right?
I try to do that, and in fact, I think her and I mentioned it to her at some point, but I don't know when that was. It could have been a while ago. What I generally do is I like to ask, you know, whoever I'm making it for, what they like.
Oh, that makes sense.
Since I'm making it for them, that way, generally, when you meet somebody and they talk about a beer that they like, it actually coincides with their personality.
Oh.
So, you know, like, you've met me, but I mean, we haven't spent that much time around each other, but I really, really, really like Czech Pilsners, extremely dark porters.
I like my dark beers like I like my women. That makes sense, actually.
If you looked at me, you would say, oh, that guy probably likes really dark beer. So generally, when someone gives me their, you know, what they like, it coincides with who they are already. And then I create everything from the ground up. So, let's say you wanted a beer and you like blonde ales.
Okay.
I would, no recipe that I use for any of the synth beers is the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's always different and it's unique to the artist. That way it's their beer.
That's amazing.
There will never be another beer exactly like it. Unless I make, you know, if I make it again, then sure. But
right.
No one can emulate it because I'm the only one that has the recipes.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if we were to come up with a beer for Dana Jean, it would have to be like, it would have to have like Fireball in it or something. We could cinnamon and Fireball.
Glitter in it.
Glitter? Yes. Can you put
edible
glitter in beer?
Glitter. I've done that before. I made 2 beers with edible glitter.
What? That's a
like
thing?
A fad a couple years ago.
I can imagine what it would look like going to the bathroom after.
You would think so, but
golden showers.
Oh no! Oh no!
I said it. I know. It's terrible.
Those are like glittering showers.
Glittery showers. It's a thing now because the image is there and it will never leave.
I also try to use the beer as like a selling point to get artists to come to Philly.
Yes,
no one wants to come here.
Oh my god, that's a great idea.
So it hasn't worked yet, but one day, someone will come play here because I'm gonna make them a beer, and that will make me very happy.
Come for the beer, stay for the music, right? I guess.
Yep, come for the beer, stay for the music, and meet there's a pretty close knit community here.
Oh yeah.
Stuff, but you don't. It's not big like you see in LA or in New York.
We're working on it. By the way, if you are in
if
you're in the Philly area, we do have a Facebook group. Jeremy, I'm not sure if you're a member of it, but we have a Philly synthwave group right on Facebook. So if you still are giving Facebook the time of day, some people are just not.
I didn't know that. I will definitely hop on there.
Ah, yes, we're the only Philly synthwave group, and we're pretty small. I think it's like maybe like I don't even know 50 members, but. Then again, we are synthwave, so your smaller numbers are comfortable numbers.
That's true. When I was really surprised when I did the Time Cop 1983 Brute IPA
Yeah.
when he played this past summer. The day it was like 108 degrees.
It was hot.
You were there, right?
I was. Yes, I was. I didn't have any, though. I didn't have any.
That's a shame.
I was with Dan.
Yes, Dan.
Retro Synth Dan. And, yeah.
I was surprised by how many people were there. I mean, it was packed house at the Voltage Lounge.
It was nice. And it was hot. And I
Exactly.
I probably would have drank a lot if I would have been drinking. I would have felt bad because I would have been like, sorry, Tom Cop, I drank all your beer. And, like I couldn't live with myself if I drank all of Tom Cop's beer. I don't know if I could hang with that.
No, see, he's so nice. He would have just been like, "It's okay, man. I have another one."
But that's amazing. Now, how long have you been brewing for? I mean, it sounds like you know what you're doing at this point. You had to, I guess, have gotten started a long time ago.
You'd be surprised. I did not. It's only been a handful of years.
What?
It's one of those things where you pick up a hobby.
Right.
Or you pick up some kind of activity and you do it once and you're like, oh, that was pretty good,
Like a synthwave radio station.
4 times, and then you find out that you don't know why you're good at it, but everyone thinks it's great, including people that are critical of what you're doing.
That's amazing, though.
So then I just hopped on every forum, met on the phone and over, through email, talked to people that have been doing it for decades and just tried to absorb as much as I could. And pretty quickly, I got to the point where I'm at now where, I mean, you're always learning. It's a constant learning process. Anybody that's out there that brews is going to tell you that there's always something more to learn.
Yeah, I mean, because I started off as it's really a very, very small hobby for me, but I got my little mash tun and my little wort chiller, and I actually have a Hellfire. I don't know, most people don't have any clue what I'm talking about, but it's basically it's a big turkey. When they make the turkey fryers, it's like jet fuel though. This thing is like amazing. It's called a Hellfire or Hellburner or something like that. It's got that propane, the little blue light, the really hot stuff.
That is the traditional way to do homebrew. The big thing now is electric.
Whoa.
A lot of companies are putting out units that use 220 or 110 line like you'd find in your house.
No kidding.
And it allows you to do all that inside. So when it's 5 degrees out, you're not standing on your porch or your garage, freezing your stones off.
Oh, that's the fun part, though. You're supposed to do it outside, cold.
That is the fun part, and I still do it outside anyway.
So how do you do the bottling then?
I prefer, you talk to anybody that's been brewing long enough, and everyone hates bottling.
Yes, I agree.
It is a chore. It is the worst. We're actually gonna hopefully soon, within the next few months, gonna start canning everything in 16-ounce cans.
Oh.
But when I do bottle, I just, it's all done by hand. We don't have the scale yet to have automated bottling.
So you got the little tool. You probably have the tool like similar to like what I have. It's kind of like a little thing. You just crimp it down and.
Oh, what to put the caps on?
Yeah, putting the caps on. And,
it's just a regular old hand capper.
Yep.
And we fill through. We actually have a valved fill tube, but a lot of people just use a pressure tube, and you fill the bottles up one by one. It's pretty labor intensive, and that's why no one likes bottling, because it's so much easier to just take a big tube, do a forced transfer with CO2 into a keg, and then put it on tap.
Right, that's going to be my nerd question. So this is, you do not force. You don't force carbonate, right?
I do force carbonate.
You do force carbonate. Interesting.
When I anytime you keg, and you're adding CO2 to the beer,
Right.
you are forced carbonating.
Okay.
If you're bottling, unless you're like a commercial brewery or a large brewery, you can't force carbonate in a bottle because
It'll blow up, won't it?
yeah, and that kind of equipment is beyond the reach of most normal people. So what you do is you use yeast to create more carbonation.
And
So
use that
you see, like,
priming sugar,
traditional
right?
beers, like Belgian beers, are all bottle carbonated.
Very interesting. Real quick, too, I'm going to give a quick shout out. Speaking of Primo the Alien, she is in the chat room.
Yes.
Woo!
Hello, Primo. We've also got Technomage in the house as
Oh,
well.
nice. I didn't even know
Karen's
that.
in there. Zarina's in there.
Serena? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Zarina's in there.
You got the whole New York crew.
I know. We've got Hope Cop in there. We've got Ben. Who else do we have? Well, of course, we got Vosto in there as well.
Yeah, good
And,
stuff.
oh man, Exodus is in there.
So
Some dude called Skald Brewer. I don't know who that is.
we're going to work on...
in there. Death. Oh my god. So many people.
Definitely going to work on the Primo brew. I think you really should have a Primo brew because you did one for Serena. Now I think Primo should definitely be in there. What would you even put in a Primo brew? Now that's maybe she can just comment.
We
in
could
the
just
chat.
ask her.
We need to know what kind of beer you like, and we're gonna make it. If you like the glitter, apparently we do glitter beer now, so it's exciting. It's a wonderful world we live in.
All right. I just noticed Graphic Mercenaries in the chat as well.
He is.
You're a synthwave artist, yeah.
Yes, he like I said earlier, he does 99% of our synth beer labels,
Sweet.
and they always come out awesome. And he does them specific to the artist, so they're all themed around their existing artwork and their existing aesthetic, and they all come out great.
Oh, there you go. Primos' glitter beer.
Glitter beer, one glitter beer, please. Fantastic. I tell you what, we're going to drop another tune, and then we're going to talk more about my favorite subject, beer. But in the meantime here, we're going to drop this next track. Now, this is actually one of our submissions. You can actually submit stuff to Night Ride FM if you just go to submit.nightride.fm, and you can send your song. And we actually just heard this one today. It was a recent submission, and they go by the name The Floyd, and this track is called Neon Spirit, and we're very excited to give it a play here. So give it a listen. Actually, it says Neon Spirit The Floyd, but I think we got it labeled all messed up. So enjoy it, whichever name they are. Which actually both of them sound like they could be like really good synthwave names. So this show is like so messed up. I gotta say, Jules is running late and I'm running late and everyone's working from home and like nobody has time to properly label anything, and at least the music's good. So here it is. Enjoy. We'll be back with you in just a little bit.
I'm gonna make you proud.
Yeah, once again, that was Neon Spirit by The Floyd. Good stuff. I'm pretty sure it's The Floyd is the name
it's
of the
The
band.
Floyd.
Yeah, of course.
That sounded great.
It did. I love that band. Really good stuff. Actually, just freshly submitted, so you can definitely just submit to our station, and we are so professional, we will even mess up your name for free. Good times, good times. But yeah, so we are talking about beer and drinking beer. Now, my question here, I asked you this off air, but it was a pretty good answer that you gave. I have to be honest, I am not drinking any fancy beer right now. I'm having myself a nice Miller Lite. Now, what do you feel about like some of these commercial brews? I mean, you know, are you against them? Are you for them? Do you think they're cool in any way? What's your thoughts? What's your hot take?
So, we did discuss this briefly, and being someone who likes craft beer a lot, I prefer smaller breweries. I think they make a better product. However, there is something to be said for large macro breweries, huge operations like Miller and Coors and Budweiser, and even Yuengling to an extent, because they're not even regional anymore. They're nationwide.
Right.
There's still people behind that operation that are brewing that beer, that oversee that whole process. And for them to be able to produce something, you know, hundreds of thousands of gallons at a time, that's always exactly the same.
Right. How does that happen?
It never tastes different.
I know, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't go through life without my Stella.
Okay, but that's a valid argument. It's just like what I would do. I have to have my specialty beers. It's just the way I am. But there's a lot of people out there that just want the same thing. They know what they like, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
But the brewers behind it are really the marvel.
Right. There's a science behind it.
They're using to be able to, you know, use their experience and that equipment to make the same thing over and over and over again, day in, day out, with the same quality is mind-blowing.
I've never had a Miller Lite or any other like big name macro brew. I've never had like a beer that, you know, maybe this one tastes a little different. Like it's like, no, it's like literally the same. And again, like the argument of like, you don't want to drink that all the time, but you know, I drink it because it's cheaper than the crap brews. I mean, you know, let's be honest.
Well, the way I look at it, I mean, like if you go and pick up a bottle of Coke, you expect it to taste like Coke every time you pick it up.
It's true.
Well, that's the same idea.
That is true.
The person who enjoys a Miller Lite wants a Miller Lite, whether they're ordering it here or they're ordering it in, you know, another country.
Yeah.
That's what they want. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business, but really the people behind it that are able to use their experience to create something that so many people like with the same consistency over and over again it's amazing. I don't personally prefer those beers, but I have deep respect for the guys that do that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I've got a friend every time he walks into the store, he's constantly picking up whatever cans he's never seen before, never tasted before. He just picks up a variety pack.
What I do.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be labeled as the guy who drinks Miller Lite, because I have to say I am generally a big fan of the craft beer. I actually, if I'm to go for like a big macro brew, I like the Sam Adams. To me, like it's kind of like a nice middleman of, you know, they have a very dedicated art. You know, I mean, they still have a small brewery in Boston that they just do these small batches, and they're very passionate about it. But they do, you know, the nationwide distribution and everything like that.
Yeah,
but
they have the flavor, but they also have the name. They
do, right? They're the best of both worlds. That's, to me, if I'm gonna go and get a 6-pack, it'll either be a Sam Adams, but then, you know, there's so many good like Brooklyn is just a great brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Flying Fish is a nice local brew, close to where I'm at. And, believe me, I love it.
Interesting, not to interrupt, but
No.
interestingly enough, with the whole situation that's going on right now, local breweries are stepping up. I just read an article about Dogfish Head. Do you know Dogfish Head?
Oh, yeah. The 90 minute is great. I love it.
Yeah, they're out of Delaware, and they stopped beer production operations and converted the whole brewery over to make hand sanitizer.
But that stuff tastes nasty. Why would they?
You beat me to it, Dennis. You beat me to it.
Throw a little aloe in there.
Oh man, that makes me cry a little bit. I just teared up a little bit.
I think it's awesome, though.
It is cool, though.
You have these guys that are willing to do that.
That's amazing. And I don't even know how they would do that. Like convert the equipment to like be able to make hand sanitizer. That's just nuts.
I have no idea, but
it's science.
By the way,
blinded by it.
I just gotta throw some shout outs to some more people in the chat.
It's filling up.
Well, yeah, we've also over on YouTube, right? We've got Carigna and Jasmina, I think I already mentioned. Triads in there as well. Andrew Gutierrez.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the Night Ride chat. Jeez, everybody's there. Viper Drive has joined us.
Speaking of Viper Drive, why don't we go ahead and drop a track by Viper Drive? I know we have one lined up here. What do you think?
Oh, yes.
Good stuff, man.
So, yeah, Viper Drive is out of the UK. And, somehow I've managed to get him to give me some love.
You wiggled this out of him, huh?
Oh, yeah. So this track is called Undiscovered Worlds by Viper Drive here on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was Viper Drive with Undiscovered Worlds. And we do have Viper Drive in the chat. I can't believe you stayed up. That's amazing.
I know.
We love you guys. Everybody that's over in the UK that listens to our show real time. I mean, I got a soft place in my heart for all of you guys.
2 a.m.
It's like 2
for
a.m.
Viper Drive now.
I
think they're changing their clocks this weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they changed their clocks like 3 weeks after everyone else.
Yeah, what's up with that? All right, tell you what, speaking of checking clocks and weather, another terrible segue. Can you go ahead and give us the weather report, Mr. Jules? I'm batting like 1,000 today.
All right. Well, the weather for most of the week.
Yes.
With plummeting temperatures in the U.S., Canada, and eastern countries.
It's a disaster.
And radiation levels nearing 10 million millirems. It's safe to say that going outside is certainly not recommended.
I heard you're not supposed to go outside. I don't know why.
No. Yeah. So for those that venture into Night City tonight, we recommend a reliable safety suit such as the TY 122 SVP Hazmat Coverall Suit.
That's a legit suit.
Yeah, is it? I'm checking it out now. Oh wait, on second thought, you know what? Stay in.
Yeah, screw it.
Grab some cocoa, and or I don't know, some Skald Brewing beer.
Or some Skald, yes.
Yeah, and,
or some
and throw on that. Throw on that Time Cop 1983 vinyl.
Yes.
Or how about throw on some like FM Attack.
Ooh.
Or
now we're talking.
Or I don't know. Maybe get some of that like vinyl that just you might have ordered from Bandcamp recently.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, play pen lasers with your cat.
There you go.
There's always tomorrow. Well, tomorrow isn't looking good either, right?
Yeah, no, not even. April? Maybe? All right. Well, thank you very much for our weather forecast. Stay inside even if you are to stay inside by law. Just make it a choice. Make it a good choice, All right, so we're going to jump on into our other segment here now because, again, we are in these bunkers here. We really rely on these feel-good stories. We have to have some sort of feel-good story, too, to kind of go along with this, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, lay it on me, brother. Lay it on me. I'm ready. I need to feel good.
Well, in case anybody didn't know, last Friday, Bandcamp were giving a little promo. They were waiving their fees. All sales for 24 hours from 12, I think it was a.m. GMT to 12 p.m. GMT or something like that.
Yeah, 100% of the profits, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, for 24 hours, I think we all saw what happened. The website came to a screeching halt.
It did.
So yeah, the move was in an effort to boost income for the innumerable artists that have been struggling to make ends meet as live performances have been canceled left, right, and center. So I think for the foreseeable future, we're going to be listening to people online.
And Jules, for the next 20 years, is going to have enough music to keep everybody busy.
Yeah, so I think things went well that day because apparently musicians pulled in about $4.3 million in 24 hours.
Shit. That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I mean, I was one of those suckers trying to get purchases through, and I locked my credit card out twice that day.
Who does that?
So this is the wacky thing.
Yes.
They've got an add to cart button, right?
Right.
So you go shopping, you're like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. So like when you got like 60, 70 albums later,
Jesus Christ.
right? You go, okay, well now I'm going to check out. So you hit checkout, and then it starts going processing item 1, item 2, and each one is a separate charge against your credit card.
What?
So of course my credit card company, they went and locked my credit card because they see like 60 individual like $1 to $10 purchases.
Oh my god.
And they lost their minds. And then I had to be on the phone for 2 hours before I could get back onto Bandcamp.
Buy more albums.
And then I went and did more purchases, and then they locked me out again that night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tell you, I got a Master Boot record vinyl on the way though.
Oh, that is
If
that
it ever
is
gets out
awesome.
of Italy though.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But
So
you bought another one,
what?
right?
Oh yeah. So one of the purchases I made
Yes.
was an album from Cheddar
This
out of
guy.
Hartford, Connecticut. I think he was one of my first Twitter followers, so I'm
Yeah.
forever grateful to
He's
him.
actually one of the first people I met in real life too, which was kind of
Really?
cool. Yeah.
Ah, man.
I met him at Neon last 2018. Good stuff. Good guy.
Oh, man. Well, so I bought his album, self-titled album called Cheddar. And this song features our friends Andrea Powell and Eric Powell.
Ooh.
Yeah, from Texas. So here's Cheddar with I'm on My Way here on Night Ride FM.
I set out on a path to find out who I am. I thought that I'd meet no one. I knew it wouldn't last. I'd find out on my own. There's no place for me to run. I've lost my way. I'm on my own. I've lost my way. Oh, bring me home. The world's a lonely place with no one by your side. It took me down a wrong path. The road to all my dreams was not what I had planned. I found the way at long last. I'm on my way. Been gone so long. How can I go back? I'm on my way. I'm coming I found that what I had was everything I need. I know you are my home now. I'm on my way. Been gone so long. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Once again, that was Cheddar featuring Andrea Powell and Eric C. Powell. I'm on my way. I like that tune, man. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
I can't. I was so surprised when you see that song on his album. That kind of collab.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he does a lot of instrumentals. Like, I think, really, besides like some like robot walkie-talkie kind of stuff, like he doesn't really have like a lot of vocalists doing tracks
He's
with him.
predominantly instrumental. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of his gig. He kind of does these really dreamy instrumentals, but that's cool. He's starting to branch out and really create a new type of sound. In fact, I listened to the whole album today while I was working. It was just really nice, relaxing, and yeah, kudos, man.
He does great chillwave.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So we got a couple more questions here. We're gonna kind of ask our resident brewer. Could we not call you our Night Ride resident brewer? Because that's
You can if you want to.
that's very cool. I just like the name.
That also means I have to make a Night Ride beer.
Oh my God, would that even be
do it.
possible?
We can do anything you put your mind to.
Holy shit! What would we do, Jules? What would we do if we had a Night Ride beer? Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe put it out to the chat if you guys can help us out. I don't know. Maybe if you have a good enough beer idea, maybe we can make this happen. Put the power of the people together.
You guys come up with what you want, and I will make it.
Oh, this is exciting. All right, so chat room, help us out. I know what I want. I want a nice dark beer. Maybe a nice vanilla porter, but I always like the dark. Even though it's like summertime, it's like getting close to summer. I think you can always have a nice dark brew any time of the year. That's just me, I guess. I don't really know, but I guess.
I agree.
Jules, you probably want to have like a nice light pilsner, maybe.
No, God, no. Just lager.
Lager, okay, all right.
Nah, just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Pilsner is a lager, though.
True.
Dilemma. We'll definitely work on it. That would be so cool. That would be like tons of fun. But one question I wanted to ask you too before we go ahead and move on into our music releases and our sad touring schedule coming up.
Oh my!
I want to hear some crazy stories. Like, I want to hear about brews gone bad. I want to hear about you MacGyvering things to like make things work and like fastening rubber bands to like power motors that blew up. And you got to have some sort of fun experiences. I'm sure, over the years, I'm sure you've had some different, because I know that when I homebrew and stuff like that, it's always like something wacky going on, like stuff catching fire or
like Mad Maxing a beer.
Yeah, like we need some Mad Maxing stories, even the small one.
Interestingly enough, I like regiment the way that I brew, so I very rarely actually had problems.
Oh, that's no fun.
But I do have a good story. So
okay, good.
I bought a house. It's an old Victorian, and the neighboring house is also an old Victorian, but the gentleman who lives there is extremely old. We're talking, like mid to late 90s.
Ooh.
So he's only able to do so much in his yard and for the property to maintain it. And the yard is full of dead trees.
Ooh.
But not little dead trees. We're talking like 80-foot tall dead trees.
Oh my God. Standing trees?
Sort of standing.
Sort of on their last leg standing?
Yes.
Oh,
so
no.
There's an event. My wife lived briefly in West Virginia for part of her childhood. Mm-hmm. And she lived in a town called Berkeley Springs. And in this town, every year, they have something called the Apple Butter Festival.
Oh, of course.
And if you don't know what apple butter is, you need to get it.
It's like crack.
Butter?
It's like
Apple butter.
It's like applesauce, but it's kind of like...
It's like
smoother.
applesauce, but it's like butter.
Yes.
If
Yes.
that makes any
That's
sense.
a perfect description.
I'm doing the Jim Carrey thing right now.
It's quite possibly one of the most tasty things you'll eat.
It is yummy.
All.
What are you supposed to do with it?
You put it on
You
toast.
spread it
man.
on bread, or you eat it by the spoonful, or
Yes.
inject it directly into your veins,
Right.
or
This is like the Aussies and their crazy
Vegemite.
Vegemite.
Yeah, well, this is all it is apples. That's really all they do to make it. Is they take apples and they mash them and cook them down and add cinnamon and other spices until it's like this goop.
Oh, it's so good though.
So we went for the apple butter festival and everybody's having a good time, and we decided, hey, I'm gonna make an apple butter beer.
What?
So
That sounds crazy.
it's a huge apple butter festival. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy like, I don't know, 10 quarts of apple butter.
Holy
And then
crap.
Berkeley Springs is known because it has a natural spring and is the home of George Washington's bathtub. Yes. So George
That's a
Washington
story on itself.
made the spring where they make all the apple butter.
Oh my god.
So I got the spring water and I got the apple butter. We come home, and the next weekend I'm all excited. I wake up early. I'm going to make the apple butter beer. Everything's going great. I get my I get my grains going. I get my mash going. I'm eating more of the apple butter than I'm putting in it. And then we hear this noise. And I look out the window from the kitchen where I'm working on my brew, and one of the 80-foot trees has fallen on my house.
What? No. That's
So the way the roof is pitched, there's no good way to climb up there. So I have to. I'm in the midst of trying to figure out how to get this tree off the house before it rips part of the roof off and all the siding off.
God.
And in order to understand what's really going on here, you have to understand that my wife Jen does not like beer. She hates beer. There's no beer she likes.
Oh.
If you
sorry.
say beer, she hates it.
Not even Stella?
Nothing, because she attributes her hatred of beer to the yeasty flavor.
Oh, that's the best part.
That's I agree.
Yeast
with you.
is tasty. That stuff
So-
is just good.
When I started brewing, her one tenet was that I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I'm climbing out on the roof with my harness from work, trying to strap onto like my gutter or whatever I could attach
my God.
myself to, with a chainsaw to try to get this off the roof, while I'm yelling into the window, "Honey, I need you to finish brewing the beer for me." Now, she has no idea how to brew the beer, so she's screaming back at me while I'm trying to cut this tree up about what she needs to do and that she doesn't want to do it. So the beer miraculously gets brewed,
Oh,
and the
God.
tree makes it off of the house without knocking down my front porch or the neighbor's fence.
Oh man. Little bit of sawdust never hurt in the beer, I guess, right?
The beer is horrendous.
Oh.
I have a couple friends who really liked it because it was because of the apple butter. It added so much sugar that it was very alcoholic. It was very high in alcohol.
Oh wow. I bet,
But-
yeah.
We let it sit for 6 months, opened it up, and it was the best beer I've ever made. Except I didn't make it.
Your mother
Jen made
made
it.
Oh, that. So now she's got the reputation of like, you know.
She does. She at any time can hold it over my head that the best beer I ever brewed was the beer that she brewed and that I had nothing to do with.
In the middle of Sawdust Fest and
In the middle
cutting
of
down
the
trees.
collapsed tree roof debacle.
Oh my god! But that's
Yeah,
homebrew.
it was not just like the tree was on my house. You know, the whole neighborhood was out looking at what I was doing because the chain. It was like, you know, early in the morning. The chainsaws go, and
Stir the
everybody's
pot,
like, "Oh my
honey! Stir the pot! You stir the pot!"
So, although I don't have any MacGyver stories,
Oh,
I do have that one.
That's
And
pretty
That
MacGyver.
one's very dear.
That's hilarious. The MacGyver brews, man. That's the beauty of home brewing, I tell you. That's what I like about synthwave too. It's all about, people just making music, and you got this tight knit community making stuff in their bedrooms and their home studios and stuff like that. It's real hands on, and it's great. You got producers in the chat room, you got fans in the chat room, and we got cool tunes to play. Speaking of cool tunes, let's go ahead and we have 10 tunes tonight. We gotta dig through some of these here. Let's drop another one on our listeners here. What do you think? What are you in the mood for here, Mr. Neon?
Well, somebody in the chat. We got Technomage in the chat.
Yeah, we
from Seattle. So why don't we play his latest single?
Technomage.
Or their latest single, yeah.
Yeah, we have this. We can do this.
This is called Power Neon, PWR Neon, by Technomage, here on Night Ride FM.
Yeah, once again, that was Technomage with Power Neon.
Yeah.
Great
track.
Good stuff, man. We got Technomage in the house, in the chat room, so shout out to him. And so real quick, we're going to go ahead and jump on into some of our notable album releases. Jules, do you want to go ahead and drop some of that science on our listeners real quick?
Sure. Well, last Friday, that fixed collection of cyberpunk tunes called Altered was dropped.
Yeah.
And of course, each artist on there, they dropped their singles as well, separately. But
That's
yeah,
amazing.
we're talking,
Raygun Hero, he's on one of the
yeah,
tracks,
Raygun
right?
Hero, Fury Weekend, Cassetter, like Mega Hit. Oh my God, just like some really, really, really good tracks. So if you like your cyberpunk, that's probably an album you want to get. Fix Altered.
There it is.
And I think, you know what? Signal Void's on there as well.
Yeah, good stuff. Signal Void, we had him on earlier on our show.
Yeah.
stuff.
Another notable album, actually, one I was totally caught. I got a message late Thursday night from Platforms saying, "Hey, we're gonna drop our album early on Bandcamp tomorrow." I'm like, "What?" Because it wasn't supposed to come out for like another 2-3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, they've dropped their album. Also on Spotify, they released the first single from it. So, yeah, the first single is called "Superficial Love," and it's actually an amazing track. And
Platforms. I think Karin played some Platforms last night on her show.
Yeah, yes, she did.
Good stuff.
What else? Let's see.
Primo the
So much
Alien,
more.
Ace Buchanan dropped their track Secrets. Was that this
Yep.
Friday or
That was
last
Friday.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
And then, so Platforms, The Future That Never Happened. That's the name of the album.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, and let's see what else. What else do we have? Jeez.
Cheddar
I'm going
dropped
through. I'm
it.
going through all my Bandcamp purchases. Yeah,
Ladies
Cheddar
and
dropped
gentlemen,
his album.
we are
self-titled
usually
album.
so organized, but again, with the way that the world is, it's just like our finely tuned script just got
Master
obliterated.
Boot Record dropped his album.
Oh, yeah, of
Floppy
course.
Disk Overdrive.
Yes.
Jeez. Yeah.
We've been
What
talking
else?
about that every 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's good to let them know that finally got released.
Of course, Jesse Fry and Ollie Ride, their collaboration called Malibu Broken
it's
was dropped last Friday.
amazing.
That single.
September 87, and of course
Yeah.
our Dream Fiend friend, of course,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Dastron dropped a single called First Light.
Yeah.
Oh.
So lots of releases that got kind of bumped up because apocalypse
Yeah.
happens and things
Yeah,
happen.
Zombies all running everywhere, and
Oh, it's
geez.
crazy. They're in
Oh.
my
One
backyard.
notable one.
Yeah.
Karin played this one last night as well. Micromatzines
Oh, I
dropped his
heard
album
that.
Allegria.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, what an excellent album.
It's good. Very good.
And then there's so many more. Jeez.
Just read down your Bandcamp receipt.
Oh God, you know what? I'm between Bandcamp and Spotify Release Radar. It's bananas.
It's insane. All right, I tell you what, we got like 3 more tracks we're gonna go ahead and drop. Speaking of dropping recent songs, this band actually just dropped. I believe it was yesterday the song got dropped. Now, I'm going to completely butcher this. This is a lot of fun. So these guys are real Finnish artists, the real Finnish people, and they go by the name of, I'm going to, again, butcher it, Disco Timanakintan. I don't know. It's it's a mess. It's a bunch of consonants and a bunch of vowels and a couple, like, you know, those letters with the dots on top of them and just
That's how you know they're real Finns, man.
right. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, they're like real Finnish people. But it's actually Turbo Night and the other gentleman right along with our Turbo Night. In fact, I have it written down here because
Van D.
Organization skills, I have none. Van D, yes, Van D. And yeah, this tune is called Nijin Sinchin Benlis.
So what's the band name? What's the band name?
I can't say that either.
Disco Timanti.
Disco Tamani. Yes.
Yes,
With
that's it.
Nanjin Sinbin.
And the song name is
It's something I don't even know.
Nejan Seyan Vei.
I tell you what, the funny thing is, this is coming up as an error, so I need to download it again. We're going to get to that then. Live radio. I don't know why it says error on it. I think he gave me a bad file because, of course, he did. We will have to get back to that live radio. We're going to jump into our next track here while I work on getting a good copy of this, but I'm very excited to play it. We will indeed get that to you. In the meantime, let's drop another one here. This is by Forerunner X. Called Cyber Skyline. Now, this is another notable release. This just came out, I believe, last week or the week before. Good stuff. We'll get back with Sanjin Bindin in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's rock out to this one right here on Night Ride FM. Oy, oy, oy. again, that was Forerunner X with Cyber Skyline. And yeah, man, I like that tune. Just, it's good driving synthwave right there. And yeah, so I figured out what was going on with that song. And you know what? It was the damn umlauts. They messed it up. So, you know.
Umlaut.
The umlauts. Blame it on the umlauts, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, Viper Drive just jumped out of chat. It's what, 2:30 for him a.m.
Oh, man.
So good night, Viper Drive.
Yeah, we appreciate you sticking around as long as you did.
Fortunately, we still got Zarina in the chat, and Yoru just joined.
Yoru.
Yoo-hoo.
Zarina.
And then we've still got Primo in there, and we've got user 733K, Drearia's in there, and who else? Oh, jeez. Z is still in there, of course.
It's still a party, y'all.
Yeah,
still
Karen's still in there. And
this is like one of them. This might be, I don't know. This might be the record show. We might be pushing 2 hours with this one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've got YouTube people over there as well.
We do. Nice full house still. Good times. And we are going to go ahead and give this another try. Again, live radio. This is the real Finnish. It's so Finnish that you can't even play the song because of all the umlauts. How's that for Finnish for you?
So it's called Disco Manti. That's the name of the artist.
I think.
It's Turbo Knight and Van D.
Sounds better than what I said.
And then Yoru went and spelled it out phonetically for us so we can tell you guys the name of the track. It's Nelyan Seinan Sisasara.
It's fun. Now,
here on Night Ride FM.
Before we play it, I just want to say that I listened to this. I'm like, on my first listen, I'm like, I'm not sure what to think of this song. And then I'm like, I got to give it another spin just to see what's going on with this thing. And then I'm like, this is really interesting. And then I played it again. And then I played it again. And before I knew it, I played the song like 10 times. It's that addicting. It's that addicting quality that you just want to keep playing it. So it's a lot of fun. I do joke around, but I do love, especially Turbo Knight. He's a close buddy of mine, and he's just such an awesome producer. And they really just wanted to push out a super fun song because, again, people are in their bunkers, and they just want to have fun. And this is all about dancing and having fun because, I mean, the people in Finland, that's all they do is have fun, right? I mean, they're the happiest place in the world.
It
was. Yeah, it was just rated that again.
It was. Even with a pandemic floating around. I'm sure it's still, a couple smiles on the faces, I'm sure, because, that's how it is in my head. Everyone's wonderful over there. So we're going to go into Finland right now, and we're going to jam out to, what's it called again?
Nelyan Seinan Sisala.
Yes, right here.
Look at you.
On Night Ride FM.
Netflixi on koluttu, joka ikinen sarja on katsottu. Mä en tiedä miten aikaa kuluttaa, en koskaan oppinut jumittaa. Joka mies on omillaan, netis ammutaan aina kovilla. Koska radio käy kuumana, kuinka paljon vessapaperi voi jemmata. Tänään päätin etten mene Prisman lihatiskille. Ilma uhkuu koronaa, baby mä pelkään kuolemaa. Kaupan parkkipaikalla, paljon korppikotkia. Ilma uhkuu koronaa, baby mä uhmaan kuolemaa. Istumaan, voitais hetki lounastaa, karanteeni ahdistaa. Eikä kukaan tietää saa, jos sä istahdat munkaan. En tarvis sanoja, kunhan hengät seuranaa. Tilasin voltilla sapuskaa, pyysin kuskia istumaan. Voitais hetki lounastaa, karanteeni ahdistaa. Eikä kukaan tietää saa, jos sä istahdat munkaan. En tarvis sanoja, kunhan hengät seuranaa. Reenaan himassa, alkaa loppuun ässät hihasta. Koitan kuntoa kohentaa, tätä Twitteristä ei vastata, karanteenissä ei taida natsata. Siksi grindaan kynärii, katso videolta Schwarzeneggerii. Vielä tatsi on tallella, pesen käteni aina huolella. En räplää pintoja, enkä jähmetty vertailen hintoja. Ideat on vähissä, miten yksin voi selvitä hengissä. Kun alkaa kiristää, soita voltin kuskia piristää. Tilasin voltilla sapuskaa, pyysin kuskia istumaan. Voitas hetki lounastaa, karanteeni ahdistaa. Eikä kukaan tietää saa, jos sä istahdat munkaan. En tarvi sanoja, kunhan hengät seurana. Enkä uskalla aivastaa, muuten ne tulee hakemaan. Kuulin kyliltä huhuja, veivät Samin mukanaan. Enkä uskalla aivastaa, ne on varmaan jo ovella. Kuulin kyliltä huhuja, Saminkin sai koronaa.
And once again, that was that song.
That was Disco Timanti.
That sounds like a candy
with the
bar.
song Nelyan Seinan Sisalara. La, 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 la.
I mean, come on. That's so fun. I just want to dance. Like, I want to listen to that like 20 more times and just like dance around my living room because it's fun. It's fun.
What is Euro calls it? Calls it sauna disco.
Now that's a very simple name. Like, I don't know why we need all the consonants and the funny letters, but you know, it's enough to break DJ equipment. And I'm surprised it actually got rendered on the radio station. That was very, very impressive. I think when Z pushed that new code, in fact, even Yuru is able to have his what is it? The hiragana, the Malaysian Chinese symbol. What is it? Kanji, something like that. Yeah, the kanji. It is all rendering so super smooth because Z, he's just a master at his craft at this point. So good stuff. All right. So speaking of birthdays, we're gonna go into our birthdays right now. Jules, can you give us a couple quick birthdays? We don't have a whole lot, but.
No. So,
Shout
I mean,
him out a
well, we
little bit.
played Cheddar's song earlier, which featured Andrea Powell. So, yesterday, it was her birthday on March 24th. So, happy belated, Andrea.
Happy birthday.
And then today, I know that Dana Jean Phoenix and Power Nerd are very familiar with this guy. It's Stephen Fisher's birthday. He runs Miami Cyber Nights, who hosts those events over in Darmstadt.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so happy birthday to Stephen Fisher. And let's see, there's only really just Saturday. There's an artist named Thunder Porpoise.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, he's worked with what? He's worked with Strappy and
Yeah.
Andy May, yeah.
Buddy of Strappies and
Yeah, so
good
Saturday, March 28th, that's his birthday. And also, it's Ashley Anita's birthday, Synchronicity. It's her birthday on Saturday.
Oh, very nice.
Happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to you. Very exciting. I guess not a lot of people in March were born, but, you know, we do wish a happy birthday to you nonetheless. It just makes
Well, I
your
bet you-
birthday that much special, right?
What's 9 months from now?
From now, August? I don't know.
What are we, 3rd? So,
Three,
yeah, no,
four,
I guess it would be December. I'll tell you one thing. There's going to be a lot of people born in December this year.
I think you're right, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out the math, and I'm just like, what's math? I just can't do
Well,
it.
it's March. It's the 3rd month, so add 9, it's 12.
That's even.
So a lot
Bad
of
for
people are
me.
going to have their birthdays around Christmas.
That's it. A lot of Christmas birthdays. Very good. Very good. All right. So we have one more little segment we would like to do before we move on into our next track here. This is another short segment because we don't have a lot of these events in yet. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what. Even in a pandemic, we can still give you the touring and event news, even though we're not really doing the touring information as much anymore, but they are kind of like bunker tours. So we're going to keep the news flowing, keep the good vibes flowing, and if you are listening to the show, please let us know if you have any artists that you're following, if they plan on doing any live streaming of their performances, because it's really, really important right now to get your sound out and for the audience and the fans to get to hear some live music. It's very important. So do you want to go ahead and just rattle off a few of these that we have on our radar real quick?
Yeah. So March 27th, the Isolation Fest.
Yes. Appropriate.
Go to isolationfest.com. And we've got Jackie Vanson, Primo, Zeta Jewel, Mara Daisy O'Connor.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's isolationfest.com.
Isolationfest.com. I love it.
March 28th. That's coming up real soon too.
Yeah. That's Saturday. Ashley's birthday.
Yeah.
And Thunder Purpose.
We have the Retro Reverb Records live streaming festival. I believe that is going on. We don't know a whole lot of details about that yet, but it is indeed going on. We're still gathering the artist names, but it's all the guys on the Retro Reverb Records label.
Well, that would be what? Dark Smoke Signal, Honeybeard.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Roxy Drive, I believe, is on that label.
Yep.
So,
Alex Vecchetti,
yes, good artists, and it should be a really good show. We're trying to get that to be streamed right here on Night Ride FM. We're working on those details, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Z, I think he just enabled all the magic to enable all this live streaming and make it possible, so that's very exciting. So we'll let you know. Again, because this is so new, we're still working out the logistics, but we're going to keep the good times going. Live shows, live performances. Let us know, and we will mention the next artist. We'll let you know who's going to be playing and who's going to be doing their thing. All right. Yeah. So let's drop another tune here before we go into our very last segment here. What do we want to drop here?
New Rock.
Oh, yes, this one is a great tune.
I've been bouncing up and down in my chair wanting to play this. One of my favorite artists. So, New Rock's from Colorado, and he just dropped an EP. It's a collection of singles. The EP is called Infobahn, and so this is a title track called Infobahn off this EP, and it's by New Rock here on Night Ride FM.
Good morning, driver. All systems are operational.
Yeah, once again, that was New Rock with Infobon. Is that how you pronounce it?
Infobon, yeah.
Infobon. Sounds like infidels. I don't know. It's getting late, guys. I tell you what, we have some shout outs in the house. We'd like to send a very quick shout out to our Patreon sponsors. We had a couple new ones this week. This is very exciting. Very excited to announce some new names here. But of course, we have some old favorites as well. We have Arctic Mega Defender. We have Artium Props, Audio Waves, Conroy Regalistar, Cool AM7, Dynamite Stranger, Honeybeard, Inexcedra, Justin Matoli, Kevin Talley, Lilu Dallas. I still can't say.
I don't know why you put a Western thing on
I
that.
don't know, because I put a Western thing on everything I do. It's just what I do. I got to go back and watch The Fifth Element. I really do. It's a good movie. It really is. That's her favorite movie. So that's why she kind of coined that. I know. I gotta get it. I'm gonna watch it one of these days. Now that I'm on lockdown, I probably will have some more time. Go watch more movies. All right, so we have Neverman, Nightmares, and Neon, Pattern Shift, Synthopsis, and Xeon B. Thank you so much for all of your support. You can also go to patreon.com/NightRideFM if you would like to support this program or any of the other fine programs we have, and just Night Ride FM in general, because we're doing cool things, trying to keep everybody happy in this madness, this post-apocalyptic madness. We do provide the best soundtrack for the apocalypse right here on Night Ride FM and Rec Network. So if you like your cyberpunk, if you like it nice and dirty and hard and post-apocalyptic, we have a station for you too. So come listen to us. And shout out one more time, I guess, to the chat room in the house, the people that stuck with us. Looks like Z.
Ice Dreams in there, and
Ice
Primo's
Dream.
there, and Zarina's there, Karen's there.
Yeah, sticking to the end. That's what I like about you guys. You stick to the end. That's
Disclo is in there, I believe. Yeah.
really important. We
A
appreciate
couple of people
that.
have dropped off. Yeah, and let's not forget over on YouTube, we got Karigna, and Jess Miss was over in YouTube earlier.
Yay!
And yeah, you know what? There's a couple of people actually listening on Twitch.
Oh, very nice.
So to you guys, hello.
Peace
And then,
up.
of course, yeah, all the people listening on Mixer.
And VK.com. Can't forget
Yep.
our comrades over in Russia. So, yeah. Jeremy, is there any shout-outs you want to shoot out real quick?
Oh, I could go on forever, but just once again, well, I'm going to shout out Zarina because she's in the chat room. And we're going to make a Primo the Alien beer.
Woo!
As well as Graphic Mercenary, who's also in the chat. Once again, he is the nicest guy, and he makes the coolest labels in beer.
Yes.
For us.
Hey.
They're pretty badass.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say hi to Ray's Punk in the chat.
Yeah, hey. What's going on, man? He's a good old Night Ride alum, Rect FM alumni. He's always in there. So, yeah, we love him. We love you guys. Thanks a lot for listening. We're going to get ready to close it on out with our last track. But, yeah, listen to us weekly.
After this track, folks can jump over to twitch.tv/Faith in the Glitch. 'cause,
Oh, he's doing a broadcast?
yeah, he's broadcasting synthwave. He's spinning live.
Nice.
So watch him do his thing on Twitch after this song.
Yeah, jump right on over there.
Lots of umlauts, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
He does. He likes some umlauts too. Yeah, he definitely has that going on. And
Oh, you know what? We gotta thank Jeremy for that segue.
yes,
'Cause
appreciate
speaking of umlauts,
that. We appreciate a good segue. Yeah, we have another Finnish artist, right?
yes, we're gonna close everyone out with one of our favorite Finnish artists, Levinsky.
Yes, broadcasting from the hot
Yeah,
tub.
He dropped a single last Friday, and it's called "No Control," the love theme. So yeah, good night, everyone, and stay safe, stay indoors,
And wash your hands.
wash your hands.
See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.